Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk more about stones and crystals and how to use them to cleanse them and how to purify them and then also how to charge them. So there's a couple different ways that you can cleanse a stone. You can place it inside a bowl of sea salt and have it completely submerged in the sea salt for 24 hours. It's best not to use iodized regular table salt, but it can do in a pinch. Haha, pinch. But it can do in a pinch. If you have to, but it's best to use pure salt, sea salt, because that's a lot more purified and clean in the sense that it hasn't been treated with chemicals or with like human machinery, or at least as minimal as possible, right? And so you can put the stone in a bowl of salt for 24 hours or a bowl of salt water. Even seawater can work, but you have to make sure that that seawater is coming from a kind of a purified source. You don't want to pick it right out from the harbor because then there'll be some gasoline in there, right, and some debris from the boats. So that's an option, and as well as using sandalwood smoke. You can use incense sandalwood smoke, or a little bit of sandalwood on a stick of sandalwood, and you can burn it and you can pass the stone through the smoke a few times. That's really good for cleansing a stone. There's a few stones you should not submerge in water or in salt water, which is sodalite, malachite, and lapis lazuli. Those three stones can get damaged by salt and by salt water, so you want to make sure that you are using sandalwood smoke. Or the other option is to bury your stone just a couple centimeters in the dirt or in the sand overnight. Since a stone comes from the earth, they really like to be back in the earth, and so when you put it into the soil or sand, the actual energy of the earth helps cleanse it and helps take away anything that's kind of been stuck in there in the energetic body of the stone. So just as things can get stuck inside of us and our energies and our hearts and our spirits, right, like bad thoughts, bad feelings, bad vibes, they can get stuck in a stones too. And just like we want to shower after a hard day, tough day, or even after sometimes just an experience, we're just like, oh, I just want to shower. Stones feel that way too. Not about showering, but they would like to be cleansed. And so when in doubt, just cleanse your stone. It should always be cleansed before a healing and after a healing if you're working with someone else. And if this stone is only for you, then it should be cleansed every couple weeks or every month is okay. Definitely every month though, at least once. And if anyone else is handling your stone or touching your stone or putting its kind of accidentally maybe putting its energy in your stone, their energy, then you want to cleanse that too. You want it only to be about serving and healing and helping you. So even if you just have someone say, oh, what's that stone? Let me touch it around your neck. You're like, oh, okay, now I have to clean it. So that's okay. No harm, no foul, because all you have to do is get the salt water, salt, or incense, or just go ahead and bury that for a little bit in the sand or soil. So I actually did that once in Sri Lanka. I had no access to sea salt or sandalwood, and so I just made a little hole by a tree, put my stones in, put a little rock on top, and let it sit there overnight. So I can do it, you can do it. It's not totally cuckoo bananas. Putting it in the soil is a good idea. Just make sure you kind of mark it, right? You don't want to forget where you buried your stones. Okay, and so then how do we cleanse? We just talked about how we cleanse, so how do we charge? And so we charge a stone by putting it in direct moonlight. It's best if it's a full moon. You cleanse that, or you charge them by putting it in direct moonlight overnight, or in direct sunlight for the day, duration of the day. And so when those sunbeams or moonbeams hits the stone, it just helps kind of charge them with more potent energy. So if it's behind a tree and it doesn't actually get moonlight for most of the night, then no, I'm sorry, it's not actually charging. It has to be in full moon or full sunlight. Also, if you're going to cleanse a stone, you want to charge the stone after. So you can cleanse it and wear it, of course, but you should cleanse it and charge it if you want it to have like its strongest strengthening ability in the stone there. So I hope those tips were helpful. I hope that you enjoy cleansing and charging your stone, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.